Hello, testing, cool. Looks like we are good here. I have remembered to click the record button, which is awesome. Let me transition the screen over so you can see what the camera is seeing. Oops, sorry about this. And there we go. Hello, hopefully everyone can see me. I made it quite difficult to check, unfortunately. How do I want to do this? I could do side-by-side view. That might be the best way to do it. There and there and there. Hey, that looks perfect. Okay, cool. So, today we are here to talk about serious matters. I titled the stream, I think, like streaming updates or something like that. So, the primary reason that I wanted to do this is because I have felt really bad about not streaming recently. And I know that I try to end every stream with a plan that says, I might have streamed on Friday or something. The next time I plan to stream is going to be something like a Monday or Tuesday. And there are times when something comes up and I can't do that. So I apologize for that. I apologize for the people who do, follow and subscribe and want to actually watch, I guess, whatever silly things I'm doing on that day. So this is kind of an apology / explanation of what I'm planning to do going forward to kind of make this a little bit more transparent between, myself, the streamer, and then you guys. And that's why I wanted to record it, because I'm planning to definitely be posting this on YouTube. So, to begin, happy Lunar New Year's, everybody. If anyone celebrates that, yesterday was the first day. So hopefully you guys have built up your fortune yesterday. Maybe you wore some red, you ate some candy in the morning, you cleaned up beforehand and not the day of, because that's how the theory is if you do that, you wash away all of your good luck for the year. So, hopefully things are going well with everybody. So that's what I wanted to start with. And yeah, I guess, sorry, I'm looking, I have my notes of what I want to cover on the screen. So if you see me looking over like this, it's because of that. So what has been going on recently? What is the reason that I haven't been streaming? There's been a couple things. So first of all, parties. I don't like to personally stream parties. First of all, because I drink and I get really tired and it would be really bad stream content. I don't think I can entertain and stay awake even. And yeah, it's probably it would take a hit on my computer as well. The fact that I would be recording, streaming, and then also loading in a whole ton of people. So between January parties, we had individual ones for one person, Dangus Kaz, who is, one of the, I want to say one of the three main people that I hang out with on a day-to-day basis. And we had one for, the bigger group. And then also our VR chat dance Discord channel, where we all met each other and we've all gotten to know each other and we hang out all the time. That server has gotten its 1-year anniversary back in January. So it was very exciting. It was a good time to... Hello, Nugan. How are you doing? You're unfortunately joining for a serious talk, so I'm not gonna be funny. I'm not gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna be serious here. You can tell by the fact that I have tea. Serious drink. So yeah, for multiple reasons, I don't want to stream that, and then also just it takes up a lot of time and energy and everything like that on me, just because I'm dedicating a lot of time there. I know other people like to stream the parties, which is great. So I definitely would recommend going to some of their channels. Glue is required. I know streams, I think, pretty much all of our parties. So if you're ever interested in, seeing what goes down there, seeing me off stream, then that's probably the place to go. What else has been going on that's kind of kept me busy is recording. So I've mentioned this before, but I have a YouTube channel where I've been posting a lot of quick videos. It's a lot less commitment, and it means that I can screen the video before actually publishing it. Obviously, when I'm streaming, the one downside is that this is all live. So if I make some sort of mistake or anything like that, it still gets captured. And, if I post the recording, then it's still It's still there. It's still out there. With YouTube, I can do recordings. I could do takes. I can check to see, do I want to cut certain parts and not post others, everything like that. So it allows me to be a little bit more flexible, while still having kind of those quick hit, like, this is content that I want out there. So that has been the main benefit of YouTube, and that's one of the reasons that I put out, I think, a little bit more effort and videos and everything like that. I'm a little more active on that platform currently. With that being said, obviously I want to think back to why did I want to start streaming in the first place? And one of the reasons was, I wanted to keep some sort of, I almost treat like these streams as like a vlog or a diary of happenings going on, right? Sometimes there are days where we'll go to a random world and it'll be a really, really cool world, and I want to capture some of the experiences that we had, raw emotions kind of thing, not anything scripted. So if I were to record for YouTube, for example, then I wouldn't get that raw emotion unless I'm recording like every single time that I'm on, and then I'm filtering after the fact and editing, which I'm not a big editor. You've seen any of my YouTube videos. And then the other reason that I lose out on, or the other reason I decided to stream and that I didn't want to start out with YouTube is because I wanted to use Twitch as kind of a platform to meet new people. So I don't think I've had an opportunity yet where somebody in chat has been saying like, oh, hey, your community looks really fun and very welcoming. Is there any chance that, I just got VR, can you show me around one day or anything like that? That's one of my hopes in the future. As somebody who's definitely on the smaller scale, who can actually follow and read most of what's happening in chat, my initial goal was to say like, hey, let me try to build this smaller community of people who are getting into VR for the first time, who might have some interest in dancing or might not, and might just want to, find a comfortable place where they can, be themselves. So that was kind of the initial hope, and obviously I'm going to lose that from YouTube because you don't get that kind of one-to-one interaction. So it's not like I'm ever going to stop streaming or anything like that, but because of a couple of reasons of, I'm prioritizing other things, I'm trying to figure out, I guess, content-wise, what I want to do with Twitch and streaming. Because of those reasons, I have been doing it less frequently recently. And then the final thing that's kind of been taking up my time is generally my schedule on a workday is, I work and then I get off around, 5:30, sometimes 6 if I want to push it a little bit. And then I eat. And then by the time I'm done, eating, I'm ready to start relaxing, getting into games, everything like that, around 7 or 8 o'clock. And you'll normally see me start streaming at 8:30 just because I take that extra hour to either take a nap, watch some videos, because I like to watch, other VTubers, everything like that I mentioned in previous streams. But that also means that I have a limited time before the 10 o'clock time period when a lot of people hop on. So really, I would say I have 2 hours or so, between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock, where it's kind of just free. It's open for me to either do those YouTube recordings or to stream to you guys, and then sometimes I continue after to let you guys see the aftermath of us just hanging out on a normal day. Or it's, the other thing that I do is avatar stuff. So I'm gonna get up out of my chair, which is unfortunate because I spent all this time setting up the camera, but I can bring that back. So I've been working on avatar stuff also. I'm trying to remember the last time that I showed avatar on stream. I think I added this new hairstyle, which looks a lot similar to some of the other ones I've had before, but it's got a nice ribbon. So I got that one. I think you've seen that hairstyle before. Really, the big change that I believe I did add was, I separated out my green avatar, which I can show you. So initially, my main avatar was very large in size because I had a bunch of toggles on, and some of them I wouldn't use that frequently, such as this one. And so I decided to take that out, and so my main avatar is now lessened, and now I have this as a separate avatar if I ever want to use it. The biggest reason why I never did it in the past is just because I never had a body, which obviously you need for this top area. But I ended up getting that and stealing it from another avatar that I purchased, which is also by IK Shop. So if you want to check them out on Booth, it's just hashtag IK Shop. And you can find the avatar here, both the one that I normally use that you just saw me in, as well as this one that's called Sylphin. So I got this avatar. I mainly used it because it's actually got a body. So I have put that body on my main avatar so that I can create and add more outfits for them, essentially. But I've also found that I like this one as well. Like, the face is very, very similar. It moves a little bit differently. I think the hips, you can see it a little bit more when I'm dancing. So maybe when I'm dancing a little bit later, I'll dance a little bit in this avatar so you can kind of see what's going on. It's got its own benefits. It has different clothing options, so I can take off the jacket. I can change the position of the hat. By default, it looks like this. Or no, by default, sorry, it looks like this. But I kind of like the side look. You can also take it off. You can change your glasses. So this is how it looks by default. But I can also wear it down a little bit. If I'm like reading something, I can put it above my head in kind of like a more sporty swimwear idea. I have a swimsuit, I'm not going to show it. I can take off the glasses altogether, but my general one that I like is normal glasses, hat to the side. That's kind of the look I like. In addition, I've got these toggles for headphones, which are kind of neat. Got a mask, which I know I added manually to the other avatar. And then I've got a phone, which actually acts, you can see it in the camera, I believe, but it's got a mirror. So I can essentially take like a selfie. So all very cool things, but what I guess I'm trying to get at here is the fact that one of the things that I like to work on during that free 8 to 10 o'clock time period is avatar work. And that would theoretically be taking time away from streaming. Oh, wait, I need to change back my avatar. So that's essentially what I'm trying to get at there. And because of those three reasons, the partying, the recording, and the avatar work, I haven't been streaming as often. So that is my, I guess in a way, my justification for what has been going on recently with me. Oh, okay, that looks okay. That up a little bit. So yeah, that was the main reason. Now, what I actually want to talk about and show next is that, speaking of the YouTube train of thought, the fact that I've been prioritizing a lot of work on YouTube, I actually posted a skit recently, which is super exciting. I don't know why I sat back down. We're getting back up. All right, come along with me. So I chose this world because this is the world that it was filmed in. First of all, I'm gonna show. All right. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I love this world, by the way. It's so beautiful. Just missing a mirror and pens and it would be perfect. Let's see, anchor world. Nice, nice. So you can see me over here now and you can see me watching. And let me really quickly grab the link to the video so I can play it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Really quickly, I want to check. I got a message from start workout in case you're interested. Sorry, I am getting an invitation to join for another topic that I will touch upon shortly. Here we go. So, prepare for the cringe because I recorded this in one single night. That's both any avatar editing that was necessary, any recording takes, as well as video editing. So, between all of that, it's all done in in the short time frame of one single afternoon night. So I think what would be cool here is let me set context for a second. So the context here is that I have created this skit that was based loosely inspired on a thought that I had when I was introducing a stream one time. And that is kind of the idea of pretending you, the viewer or chat, is somebody who was lost in the rain, and I'm somebody who's kind of welcoming you into the store to kind of dry off, stay cozy, have some food. You know, I got some Hamburg steak for you. You know, stuff like that. So it was very difficult to do with one person. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna shut up, and I will comment on it afterwards. And you're gonna get kind of like a behind the scenes look at the skit. You're gonna hear about the latest news, the future plans for me and this idea and everything like that in the future. And it's gonna be so exciting. But only featured here. Only featured here on this stream. You're hearing it first. Okay. Enter key. Ooh. Hopefully this works, or else this is gonna be awkward. Is this awkward? Perhaps this is awkward. I think this is awkward. Alright, let me try to repaste it perhaps. Ooh. Ooh. How about this? Crossing my fingers. There we go. Hello, what are you doing out in the rain over here? It's raining pretty hard. If you'd like, I just opened my store over there. I don't have any customers yet, so you're free to wait out the rain if you'd like. Oh, yeah, sure, here. Here, get under the umbrella. So, what brings you out here? You have amnesia? Oh, that's awful. Well, there, let me get you a towel. That's me. So, this is my store. I hope you like it. I run this cafe by myself. We're still waiting for customers, but oh, here. I brought you a blanket. Here, please, take a seat, take a seat. And sit right over here. So, hopefully you're, getting nice and warm here. I turned up the heat for you. While you're waiting, would you like any tea? We're very well known for the tea that we make. Okay, would you like, green or black? Green? Coming right up. And there you are. Feel free to drink it at your leisure. Can I perhaps offer you a meal as well? I've actually just started preparing some food, so if you'd like, I can make you something really quickly. Sure, that sounds great. I made you some rice. I hope you like eggs and rice. It's fairly simple, but I think it tastes delicious. Oh, alright, one moment. And there we are. What's that? Oh, yeah, I suppose your hands are a little bit cold from being outside for so long. Here, let me feed you. I hope it tastes good. So, I hope that you're getting comfortable here. But I think it's time that you should get some rest. Sleep tight. And that's my amazing scene. I'm gonna let it run one more time so I can actually like go over, I guess, commentary for it while it is playing. I didn't want to interrupt too much during the first take. So as you may have noticed, this is the area that it was filmed. Back out there is where this all started. It's raining pretty hard. This first part was the beginning part of the stream that I had initially came up with this idea for. It's very interesting because I really didn't plan out any script or anything for me to say. I kind of took it as the way I take presentations, which is prepare high-level ideas of what I want to say, and then kind of wing it. And so every single take that I had different dialogue options. So that might have been take like 7 or something like that, whereas one time I might have said something else. Let me get you a towel. The reason you might see all of these cuts fade to black is because I moved the camera so much that the second take might be in a different position. So that's the reason I did all these takes. We're still waiting for customers, but oh, here, I brought you a blanket. That blanket was not a good asset, so I did not show much of it. It's like a flat piece of fur, and that's about it. I totally didn't need to make the outfit for that. So hopefully you're getting nice and warm here. I turned up the heat for you. While you're waiting, would you like any tea? We're very well known for the tea that we make. Part of the reason I think it's a little cringy is I had to use my girl voice for it. At least as good of a girl voice as I can possibly muster. But it was still fun, kind of, to try to keep that kind of pitch up. As I may have mentioned this before, but I'm very big on role-playing, so in the future I kind of want to do more things like this. Maybe not necessarily changing my voice, but doing skits, doing acting, that kind of thing is always very appealing to me. At one point I was trying to join an RP group, and I enjoy like things like D&D, so doing things where I have an idea for my character in my head is always fun. This scene right there actually was a cut, and you might not have noticed because luckily the camera stayed in the same position, so when I edited it, I didn't need to like, you know, I just merged the skits, or the takes together, and I didn't have to actually fade to black at all. And there we are. What's that? Oh, yeah, I suppose your hands are a little bit cold from being outside for so long. Here, let me feed you. I was worried that the blowing on the food wouldn't have picked up in the mic. Definitely an important part of the whole cafe experience, you know? This last scene, I got feedback from one of my friends who I sent it to, and they didn't realize that I had stabbed them. That's essentially what happens at the end there. They were just like, oh, why does he have this sharp, pointy sword in his invisible body? But yeah, this was me stabbing him. Kind of the yandere idea. I messed up this voice line. Sleep tight. I said like, I started saying sleep, but I didn't get it out, I guess, so another take. This is gonna keep. Ooh, the drawer just knocked me over. Let me stop that there. So yes, that was the skit. I'm actually going to. I'll link it in the chat because I think that would be cool. And also, it would take you to my YouTube link. So there are 2 reasons for it. All right, where's the chat? Where's the chat? Oh, sorry. Hard to do with the VR headset on sometimes. There we go. Paste. Go. So that is the link to the video if anyone wants to watch it offline. The other thing I had mentioned that I wanted to, I guess, talk about for all of this is the idea of future plans. So I posted this in the Discord channel. I just said people like, hey, this is my first time making a skit. It didn't turn out that great. Editing's not that great. Acting's not that great. But it's a story idea that I came up with. It's my first ever skit that I tried to record. So I'm proud of it. I'm going to post it, you know, have it there as, you know, archive kind of idea. And Opt Nihilist, if you've seen him on streams before, kind of picked up on the idea and said like, hey, this is actually a cool idea. We should expand upon it. Maybe add different aspects to the story. I can help you with recording and editing and music and like planning out the story a little bit more, fleshing it out. And a lot of people actually even commented saying that they wanted to help with the acting portion. So we're currently working on a version 2. And that's going to have maybe more people. It's going to have a slightly different concept with the same feel, being the concept of as you enter the store, you feel both calm and at ease because you're out of the cold rain and you're in a warm, familiar place where you're giving food and water and you have these nice people talking to you, but still that underlying feeling of unease that kind of persists throughout it. Like, why is this person doing this? Why are they so nice? I should be a little bit distrustful, but at the same time, this cafe is so warm and I'm feeling so comfortable. I don't want to distrust this person, you know, having that kind of battle in your head. That's the idea that I had for this video and that we're going to try to keep for the next one using this same world. And then maybe, as I mentioned, having additional actors who can still not take away from the idea of the main characters alone, but to somehow enhance it. And we're kind of working out details for that. And that is going to be the next thing that I'm kind of working on, which is going to be really, really fun, I think. I'm not big on skits, never did this in the past. As I mentioned, this is, you know, the one that I just showed is the first time I did it. But I know the person, Nihilist, is good at recording and editing and planning and everything like that. So it's looking to be good so far, but no promises, obviously. Because you never know what is going to happen with all this. But that's kind of the future idea of where I'm hoping to get to with this story. So, back to me. Back to me. We continue our conversation. We go back upstairs. Let me pull up my notes also. Ooh, am I getting lag? I have 7 notices of skipped frames. Probably happened during the video, so hopefully it doesn't happen too much now. If it does, I'll have to check on some things, maybe close some tabs. So apologize if anything got cut off there. Let's see, so, okay, got this up. Just sitting down we go. So yeah, hopefully that's some good news that I can give that is coming in between all of this more serious talk here that I'm having with you guys. Go. So, next topic on my agenda. Don't you love how well planned out I am? I'm just like, I have this agenda right here. I'm running through them. I'm trying to not forget anything. I'm probably gonna forget something anyway, but it's a different version of me. So another reason that I feel like streaming is a little bit weird now is because I don't know if this is actually the case, but I feel like again, I've been using streaming in the past. I call it, chill VR chat is what I always titled some of my videos, and it would just be dancing and karaoke. So I'm kind of afraid that people aren't able to speak their mind as much when there's a camera right in front of them live streaming to, even if it's a very small audience. A lot of the viewers are just people from the dance community anyway. But I don't want there to be a scenario where we're hanging out, right? We're trying to get comfortable. We're trying to just chat about our days. And someone is seeing, there's a camera right there that's being streamed to everyone, and it's now being recorded and posted to YouTube as VODs. I don't like there being scenarios where people feel uncomfortable speaking with friends, hanging out after a long day of work or whatever's been going on in their lives. And, preventing them from having that time period of just relaxing. I don't want people to feel like they're always on camera and need to be somebody that they're not. It might just be a concern of mine that's not really true, but it's something that I have considered before, and so sometimes I will stream at night, and maybe I don't want to stream that late at night because I want people to be able to open up to myself and others that we're hanging out with. So that also makes streaming a little bit awkward. Another point that I had was the average stream length. I think coming into streaming, I always saw the gold standard as people who streamed really full time, which means they streamed over 4 hours on average, more around the range of 6 to 8 hours, which, honestly, I was doing at some point. I was getting an average of 3+ hours per stream. I don't think that should be realistic for somebody who's this small and just starting out and, is not doing this full time, is doing it really after work. So I think in the future, I need to just change my mindset to say, 1 to 2 hours of stream really isn't that bad, I think. It doesn't have to be, I start out with karaoke for an hour in the public lobby, then I go to dancing and I dance for another hour, then we hang out for another 2 hours afterwards. I can still do all that without having to stream and entertain the whole time. And I think that's okay. So that's something I'm trying to accept about, streaming as well. And hopefully that'll encourage me to stream more because I'm not streaming as long and it's less of a commitment on my part. I don't have to say, oh my god, it's 9 o'clock. I don't want to stream because if I stream, it's only going to be 2 hours long. It's going to take me till 11 o'clock and that's it. I want to be able to say, oh, it's 9 o'clock. This is perfect. I'm going to take the hour to stream. Then I'm going to stop stream. And then at 10 o'clock, I'm going to hang out with friends. Right? And I think that's an okay mindset to have. And that brings us to the topic of stream content. So I mentioned, chill VR chat was always public karaoke, public pie dance, maybe hang out afterwards. Recently, I've been kind of joining some of the public karaoke worlds, and it's feeling a little lackluster. I mean, songs are starting to repeat a little bit more frequently, and you might have already started to see that towards the end. That's why I always hopped to private worlds, and I hoped that, friends would join to kind of hang out. But if not, then I just have songs lined up for private karaoke. But if I'm just streaming private karaoke, then I could just record those in videos and only post the ones that I think turned out okay and aren't ones where I did a voice crack or I messed up the lyrics or something like that. So really, I think the reason that I would want to stream is more for the public karaoke lobbies, as well as public dancing, obviously, is always, it's fresh. Because even though we're doing the same songs, it's different people, it's you will get different songs and variation, not the way that you have with public karaoke. But anyways, I've started to feel that public karaoke is getting a little bit lackluster, and so the content that I have focused very strongly on VR chat is no longer really as viable. With that being said, obviously I'm going to continue streaming when we have plans ahead of time. So that was the other point. It's uncertainty day to day. Today, I hopped on. I was thinking, what am I going to do today, right? I'm probably going to log on around 8 or 9. Maybe I'll dance a little bit before people hop on at 10. And then I'll continue to dance with them until we stop at maybe 11 or so. And then we'll just hang out afterwards. That's how it is day to day. And it's hard to plan out streams, I think, based on that schedule. When I stream, I want to be able to title it like, oh, we're planning to do this horror map today or this puzzle map today. And that should be the focus. It shouldn't be the focus is I'm just the original purpose. I'm not just vlogging, essentially, in VR. So because of that, I think I'm obviously still going to stream when there are opportunities and I know what's going on and we planned ahead of time for specific maps. I think that's how it should be. I think for VR content nowadays, that should be the focus. Or if there's any like special circumstance where I want to film something special, such as chatting with you guys, just one-to-one like this. And I need to be, you know, more expressive than I can with a VTuber model where I can't move my arms. I want to be able to take you guys to a world, put up this just solo camera, and just speak to you one-on-one like this. You know, there'll be moments like that where I'll stream for the shorter stream length, just with that intention. I don't feel pressured at this moment to say, let's finish this up quickly so that the next thing I could do is hop to karaoke, and then the next thing I can hop to is Public Pie Pie, and then we'll hang out afterwards, right? It's now just, let's talk. Or, you know, in a different stream, it would just be, let's do this puzzle map. And it would just start off with me doing very minimal introduction, just saying this is a map we decided to do. We do it. I end recording once we're done. Very straightforward, easy to publish to YouTube as a VOD and title, and link the map and everything like that. I don't have to find a bunch of worlds from world hopping and link all of them when some of the worlds might not be that good. So there was that. And then the final thing in terms of stream content is when I first started streaming, I'm not sure how many people actually are still watching that used to watch from the very beginning, but I used to be more of a variety streamer. So I would do Valorant streams. I would do Minecraft streams with friends. I would do any game that really just interested me at the time, including like very small ones. Like I was doing not visual novel readings, but choose your own adventure readings. That's just a personal interest of mine. I like those games. I want to record it, share it to other people, make people aware that these games exist if there are people who enjoy similar kinds of games. At one point I did a stream of Touch Detective, one of the games from my childhood, you know, a puzzle game, and I just thought that was very, very fun. I want to kind of get back to that mood. And then maybe at some point, if I feel like I'm starting to get up to speed with consistency and understanding the limits to how long I want to stream, then I could start doing more series-based things where I'm recording everything just from scratch. But at this point, I feel like starting off a series is never going to get completed because I started off a bunch of them. I started Doki Doki Literature Club DLC. I started the Touch Detective. I want to start other ones, but I don't think I can commit myself to them because there'll be moments where maybe I'm not feeling like being in the streaming mood, and yet I still want to play the game. And so there's a balance between that. Shadowverse is another one, you know. That's a little bit easier because it's more free, open, I can play whenever I want. But at the same time, I had intended for that to be a weekly stream because I wanted to track and log my experience, starting from a brand new player to somebody who was a little bit more into it. That's harder to do now because a lot of the times I'm committing myself so much to VR chat that at some point my streams just became VR chat content. Again, because of the reasons I mentioned earlier, the fact that it was uncertain day to day, I'm starting to lose interest in the public karaokes. I think what I'm probably going to do in the future is try to get back into that variety streamer mindset, and I'll try to play other games for shorter amounts of time in that 8 to 10 time period. That will be the goal. Can't promise anything again, but, you know, I'm trying to, I guess, address what's been on my mind, the reasons that I think I haven't been streaming as recently, and still keep up a fair balance between streaming, YouTube, hanging out with people, avatar making, parties, whatever else is going on, right? Recently I've been doing some travel with family also, so I'm not going to be streaming during that time period. So, an example of this, actually, I bought two different games recently, and by recently I mean like an hour ago before I started streaming. One is I think it's called Needy Streamer Overload. So I saw the game being played by quite a few VTubers, as well as a YouTuber that I follow, call me Kevin. The I don't I think the concept is like you're almost doing a VTuber management simulator, but it's got a dark twist. So it reminds you a lot of a Doki Doki Literature Club or something like that. And I'm very much a fan of those kinds of games where they have a twist. It looks very simple and straightforward in the front, but in the back there's a lot of digging. So I got the game. I want to stream it. I'm purposefully not watching the gameplay of. I think I was gonna watch Callie's gameplay for it, but I decided not to. I'm gonna try to hold back and stream that at some point. The other one actually touches upon another point that I had, which is I've mentioned this before, but I am more a consumer rather than a creator. As much as I enjoy creating content and entertaining and interacting with chat and meeting new people through chat and posting videos or recordings on YouTube and working on skits and everything like that, I really enjoy watching VTubers and other YouTubers and other Twitch streamers. And even within the dance group, there's like I follow Ollie. I like to watch Ollie. I think her Twitch is now Ren_Jin. I enjoy watching Raojin stream his art. I enjoy watching Sky and Frost comic, just enjoy their VR experiences. I enjoy watching Glue during his parties. Like there's a lot of people who I think are more creative minds. And I'm definitely somebody who enjoys the creative side of things, but I can get a little bit burnt out with them. So I don't want to do it too often so that I feel like it's an obligation. And by setting stream schedules for myself and saying I will probably be streaming again on Monday, I feel like I was doing that. I was kind of limiting myself to this is what I am telling myself I need to do, rather than this is something I feel like I want to do on the day of. And so, because of that mindset of being more consumer-based over content creation-based, hopefully the expectation, I guess, isn't too high of me, even though I enjoy these moments just chatting. The example that I had in terms of video games is Inscription. So there's a game that came out recently called Inscription. The way that I've seen gameplay of it, it seems like a Slay the Spire kind of card game based game. But it has a darker twist. So it's got a little bit of atmosphere, which I think is really, really great. It's got this narrator that has this D&D kind of tone of voice, but his character itself is very weird. It gives off a feeling of a serial killer. You can get up out of your chair, out of the game, and actually walk around the room, and you're essentially trapped in this log cabin. And this person is, talking about how, in the game you have to sacrifice cards to summon stronger animals and creatures. And the implication is that you're essentially one of those creatures. Like, you're somebody who can be sacrificed and is playing the game with their life on the line. So it's got that kind of darker twist, and I love it. I've actually have been watching gameplay of it from Crony, from HoloLive. However, it is a game that I also got because it's a card game. It's got a lot more of a replayability factor. There are a lot of moments when I was watching Crony's stream where I was saying to myself, this game looks so much fun. I would have done this differently, but I respect the fact that she did this because it, works out for her. But I would have liked to build my deck with this and this and this. And so that replayability factor makes me want to play the game even though I've seen a little bit of the story, the underlying story behind it. So those are two games that I have lined up in the future, Inscription and Needy Streamer Overload, that I'm hoping to play sometime in the near future without making promises to myself and to you guys that I'm probably going to break. And yeah. So I have another bullet point here. Before I mention that, because I mentioned it before, another reason I haven't been available as often streaming is because of travel. So I'm traveling a lot with my family. In fact, I will actually be at home from this weekend for like 2-3 weeks, I think. So I likely won't be streaming during that time period. This is probably going to be the only stream for this month, which is why I wanted to have this conversation face to face today, or at least before I left. So at least you have the expectation, like, I'm mentioning this because I want to say I probably won't be streaming again, honestly, for another 3 weeks or so. But hopefully after that, I'll, come back reinvigorated. I'll say, with all these cool ideas in mind, I'll say, let's make the next stream maybe not VR chat. Maybe it'll just be the streamer overload game instead. And I think that'll be perfectly fine. So that'll be the hope going forward. And yeah, I guess the final thing that I want to mention is, or maybe I'll stream it tomorrow. Who knows? The final thing I have on my agenda here is I've also been getting into freestyle and choreography. So I don't remember if I mentioned this on a stream before, but I've been in a choreography group practice for a little bit now. We've been trying to figure out times for scheduling and recording, because I think I've more or less memorized my part for the dance moves. So it's just a matter of recording at this point. But I've been very into that. I actually want to, at some point, learn how to create my own choreography. I'm feeling inspired because a lot of the people in the VR chat dance group have posted their own recordings of them either freestyling or choreographing themselves and then recording it afterwards to different songs. And I think that's just such a cool concept. Even though I said I'm not a creator, there are aspects of me that want to be one, even though it's not in my nature. So I think a good way to start with that is freestyling, learning a little bit about basic moves that kind of fit with different tones, getting an idea of the kind of style that you have for dancing, all things that I never thought I would say about a year ago before I got into dancing in VR. But Ollie's been helping me a lot with that, just saying, like, let's do these basic dance tutorials, let's just put on some random songs and just dance to them. And that's been really fun for the past week or so that I've been doing that. So that's another thing that's, I guess, going on in the back end. That's actually one of those contents that I could stream in VR chat. It's not a purposeful, let's just vlog my daily life. It's going to be let's record my progress learning how to freestyle. And then I'll have it recorded and I can watch it back and I can hopefully learn from it. So it's a benefit for me as well as for, the purposes of streaming. And it just seems like an overall good thing. And that's what I was planning to do actually after this. So after our one-on-one discussion here, where I will drink my tea because we haven't had anything to drink. And actually in real life, I've been speaking for a little bit, so let me take a quick water break. So yes, now I think would be a good time to consider doing just that. Let's I mentioned, maybe I would stream and just have these one-on-one conversations, but I did kind of want to do something else. So let me see if now would be a good time. I want to see and make sure that Ollie is okay with me recording it. So that's why I was messaging earlier. I can check that now. Ollie says you are welcome to stream. So I think what I am going to do is I am going to take a pause here, grab more water, go to the bathroom, just freshen up, I'm going to hop to the world to do some freestyle dancing. I'm going to put on my full body, and then I'm going to just stream that. And then once we're doing a freestyling, when we move to public pie, hanging out with friends, I'm going to call the streamer and I think that should be good. That'll be a little bit of balance between, let's have this one-on-one heart-to-heart that I've been doing for a solid... Oh shoot, did I move stuff around in the stream? I think I did, sorry. And I guess by be right back in 5 minutes, I really meant be right back in like 2 minutes. I am back. I will now join off Ollie. It looks like there's one other person here, so it might be Shing, I want to say, if they're on. But let's see. Oh, it's Fatal and Shing. Cool. So I'm going to. Ooh, this is weird. I want to just go up to the front end and place the camera there, smack dab in the middle. You know, I'm just gonna. I'll just show the. I'll just film it on me. I don't want to have everyone else have that kind of pressure. Ooh, they're doing workout. What the heck? I don't want to do workout. Okay, hopefully that's okay.
Wait, this is your third workout?
They also might be finishing up, in which case, you know, I'll obviously not linger too much longer.
My face.
My thing. Why can I not click?
How many alphas do you have? Then? How many?
Okay, that looks good.
They're on like on individual avatar. You can't just toggle them. Okay. Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, pretty much that's your default avatar. That's the base default I see. But water. Don't don't send me that gift because give me wrong ideas.
Did I walk onto something I shouldn't have been walking in on?
Wrong ideas here.
Oh no. I guess I can calibrate. The fact that they're working out does make me think they might be done with dance practice, though. Because obviously I won't be continuing stream for much longer.
Well, I'm just paying a visit, see what's going on.
Also, might want to lower the world volume.
In about an hour or so. So, yeah, you can join me for dancing or something like that. Ciphers. Pop the ciphers. Yeah.
It's always nice being able to, I think I take this for granted sometimes, but it's nice to be able to just join off of somebody and be like, feel like I can just kind of fit in if I want to, because I know all these people already. It is most certainly a good.
Why? We usually do it because our unit crew. That's how we usually do it. So I'll ask them. I'll ask them. Or actually, I don't need to ask. I can just invite you guys. So we don't mind. We don't mind actually. You guys are my friends, so I don't mind inviting you for ciphers. So.
Oh, they might join for Cypher later, I see. If that happens, I definitely won't do it. I was telling someone else before, but definitely don't feel comfortable yet doing ciphers where I'm the sole person dancing with everyone around me.
Now, soon. Yeah, Ninja got it for me. Or Ninja's making these for each of the crew. So yeah. So I got mine ready, and it's pretty good.
Oh, Ollie's taking a water break. Top rock. Do the cabbage patch. Do the cabbage patch. Do the cabbage patch. Which one's that again?
Come on, do the cabbage patch. Oh my god, I'm gonna go fry now.
I forget the names of the things. Is that the one that's the animation?
Yes,
This
sir.
one?
Yes.
I got it. I got it.
That's good. That's good.
I don't. Is there names
The
for all
WAP.
the moves? What? Oh no, I don't know what the WAP is.
Yes. The WAP? Okay. Okay.
Is
Pull,
that
okay.
also circles?
Bring
That's
out your
circles
two
too, right?
arms and the forward.
All right,
No.
two
No,
arms.
it's not. Two arms. Now close them. Close them both. Your fists.
Oh, okay.
No, no, no. Close your fists. Okay. Now, think of it a diagonal, right? Swing your arm diagonally to your sides, next to your head. Both of them. Okay. Okay, no, 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 not like that, not like that. Okay, so, well, not, okay, so it's like that in the concept of diagonal, but do it both arms, diagonally, same direction,
Oh, it's this.
aiming up.
Is it
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, then that's the
Wop,
wop. Then you have the
wop,
bounce.
wop.
Then you have the bounce. That's the
Just
down bounce. The down bounce. Yeah, you bounce. Yep. But you're going downwards motion or down bounce. Mm-hmm. As you're doing the down bounce, then you do the wop at the same time. Boom, wop, 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 wop. There you go. Easy as that. Yeah, there you go. There's the wop. Hello, stream. I am Water's #1 fan. You can't take that away from me.
Love you, Fatal.
No, no.
Love you, Fatal.
No, not.
The half the the PC version of you. I can't react.
Make sure to subscribe.
Don't subscribe.
Oh wait, this is
I'm probably
YouTube.
not gonna stream again
This is
for
YouTube.
another at least a month. So
Whoa, why is that? Why is that?
I'm gonna be traveling. So I will be
Around the
back.
world?
No, I'm gonna be back home. I'm going to Arizona actually.
Arizona? Why so close to the West Coast?
Am I not allowed in your side of the country?
No, but why Arizona?
I don't know. My parents have been there, I guess, and they went without me and my sister. They said like, "Hey, let's travel and you can see the things that we saw." I guess.
California?
I've been to California before, like once or
Yeah,
twice.
okay. Yeah, I mean, California's basically.
I went to this place. What was it? Carmel, I think it was called. Really nice town. Yeah, this is a while ago, though, a couple of years ago. Yeah, but I'll still be on VR chat for like. I'm just gonna be gone for like a week. Yeah, I just probably won't stream because I'll be at my parents' house, and I don't want them to be like, "Oh my god, he's talking to himself again." Oh.
I think that's what we all do on our PC.
What about PC?
We all do that.
I guess that's true.
Everyone does that.
I guess that's true. It's just
think about it.
I'm talking to. Yeah, no, but it's like at least I can hear, you. When it's streaming, it's like I can't. Yeah. I'm reading text, I guess.
Unless you have people in the chat who goes in the same world as you into the chat with you chat.
That's true. That does happen occasionally. Get that a lot from AFK during karaoke.
Speaking of AFK, where is he?
I thought for a second that was AFK, and I was like, what?
No,
well, I wasn't talking about him, I swear.
This is my degenerate crew member unit.
I remember from yesterday.
And this is my another degenerate friend, Pretty Key. No, she's not.
I remember you from Pie Pie.
Yes, I am. Don't lie. Hi. I was like, don't lie and say I'm not a degenerate. How rude.
Yeah. That's why I said I'm just kidding. Okay.
He's so sad. Look at him and look at him. Just bent over, so sad.
No, he can't do anything. I like poke him.
He can't do anything.
He can't even retaliate.
Hey.
I'll be on him. Butt.
Oh, the butt.
I touched the butt.
Oh, touch the fluffy tail.
What is this, Nemo? Where he flies over like the
boat?
Butt?
I'm guessing there's a mirror here somewhere.
Yeah, you just touch the curtain over here.
Here's right here. Just touch the. Just like this. Just like click on the.
Oh, I see. Oh, ooh, fancy. It like moves and shit.
This.
That's nice.
Oh no.
No,
Oh no.
not my.
Oh no. It's what is this guy? Fully juiced video. Why is my audio is not very
Or is this kind of audio? See what you're up to.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself because workout is I also might end things, but I'll start working on a little.
I think you're muted, my friend.